Now, sources tell Fox News President Trump is planning to pardon his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn. Let's get reaction from former Justice Department prosecutor Jim Trusty. Jim, good to have you. I actually feel like we have been hearing about this possible pardon for a long time. What is the state of the case right now?
Well, we have. The motion to dismiss was filed 6.5 months ago, Dana. I mean, that's an extraordinarily long time for a motion to dismiss to still be pending. There's obviously been a mandamus. There's been all sorts of litigation, motions to recuse. But ultimately, we're in this bizarre standoff where Judge Sullivan hasn't done anything visibly on the case for over a month. And we're waiting to see if he will essentially do the rubber stamp that judges normally do when it comes to the separation of powers responsibility in the face of an uncontested motion to dismiss. So he's basically dragged this thing out for whatever reason. And President Trump has kind of shown his card again recently that he's thinking about a pardon. I suspect that Judge Sullivan will say, fine, if that's where you want to go, then I'm not going to step in the way and dismiss the case. And so this thing continues to drag on.
Did Flynn's lawyer prefer the case to be dismissed then to get a pardon?
I would think so. Look, the pardons are a vestige of the colonial power of the king to excuse a guilty person. So we're talking about the difference between a dismissal, meaning you shouldn't have been charged, and the kind of after-the-fact excuse for committing a crime.
That's interesting. On another topic, Joe Biden last night was asked by Lester Holt about the possibility of DOJ looking into anything in regards to President Trump. Take a listen to what he said.
I will not do what this president does and use the Justice Department as my vehicle to insist that something happened. There are a number of investigations that I've read about that are at a state level. There's nothing at all I can or cannot do about that.
How does that strike you, Jim?
A little hollow. I mean, look, I think it's good on a broad level that we don't just, criminalize political differences and go after our predecessors or go after political enemies. The problem is, DOJ is still basically reeling from, the Comey struck Page moments that have made us all question whether or not DOJ is a political Praetorian Guard for people that are in charge. And obviously, Biden suggests that that's what's happening for Trump. I think Barr has actually been pretty darn independent and done the right thing in a lot of ways. But, I don't like to get to the point where we have to vow that DOJ will be independent. Prosecutors should look for the evidence, take where the evidence takes them, and not pursue people.
Spoken like a true former federal prosecutor. Jim Trusty, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
All right. Thanks, Dana. You too.